Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Let's talk about something super interesting today. Newton's laws of motion. These laws are fundamental principles that govern the way everything moves in our universe. These three laws explain basically everything about how objects move. From the smallest particles to the largest celestial bodies, Newton's laws are at work. And don't worry, I'll make it easy to understand with some cool examples. We'll break it down step by step. First off, Newton's first law. This is often referred to as the law of inertia. It's also called the law of inertia. But what does that mean exactly? It says that an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion, unless acted on by an external force. This means that things don't just start moving on their own. Imagine you're sitting on a skateboard. You're just sitting there, not moving. If you don't push off the ground, you'll just sit there, right? That's inertia in action. That's because no force is acting on you to get you moving. The skateboard and you are at rest. Now, if you give yourself a push, you start rolling. That push is the external force that changes your state from rest to motion. And you'll keep rolling until friction or something else stops you. Friction is another force that acts on moving objects to slow them down. Now, on to Newton's second law. This one is about how force, mass, and acceleration are related. It's a bit more mathematical, but don't worry, we'll break it down. The formula here is force equals mass times acceleration, or F equals sine ma. This means that the force applied to an object is equal to the mass of the object multiplied by its acceleration. Think about pushing a shopping cart. When the cart is empty, it's pretty easy to push and it speeds up quickly. If the cart is empty, it's pretty easy to push and it speeds up quickly. You don't need to apply much force to get it moving. But if it's full of groceries, you have to push a lot harder to get it moving and it won't speed up as fast. The greater the mass, the more force you need. That's because the mass is greater, so you need more force to achieve the same acceleration. This is a practical example of Newton's second law. Finally, we've got Newton's third law. This is the action-reaction law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Picture a rocket launch. When the rocket engines fire, they push down on the ground with a huge force. This force is the action. At the same time, the ground pushes the rocket upwards with an equal force, causing it to lift off. This upward push is the reaction. Cool, right? This is Newton's third law in action. So, to recap, Newton's first law is about inertia. Things don't move unless something makes them. Objects at rest stay at rest, and objects in motion stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. The second law tells us how force, mass, and acceleration are connected. The force applied to an object is equal to its mass times its acceleration. And the third law is all about action and reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Next time you're on a skateboard, pushing a shopping cart, or watching a rocket launch, you'll know the science behind it. These laws are everywhere, and they help us understand the world around us. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button if you found this helpful. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun and educational videos.